Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tori and today I am working in my December daily album on story number 8. I've got quite a few things pulled out already, but I'm hoping that this story will come together very quickly. I'm essentially just going to be doing exactly what Allie Edwards did for her story number 8, and I really love that there's 8 different ing words here, and I'm going to be filling those out. I used my Cricut and some Cricut felt to cut out this number 8, and it took me several tries. Like, I messed up a good portion of my felt. I wanted them to be smaller, but ended up having to cut it out fairly large to get the look that I was going for. So I ended up with this one was my final cut, and this is what I ended up with. I also did pull out a backup number 8 as well from my numbers stash, just in case I don't end up liking the way the red looks, but I think I'm gonna like it. It matches most of the stuff here pretty well. I also pulled out various types of black pens. So I've got a Micron 10, a Micron PN, a Tombow Fudonosuke pen. This is a Faber-Castell brush pen, which I am very clearly not super good at writing with. And then I've got a black Tombow pen. And then I also pulled out a red Posca paint pen, right? And then I've got several embellishments pulled out. I had originally thought maybe I might cover one of these up with this super basic December day circle, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do that anymore. My plan here is I'm going to fill these out, varying my different pens throughout, and then I was thinking I would use this transparency to place it right on top and mimic the tag shape, and then I can place my number right here and then use some of these embellishments that I have to kind of fill in some of these spots and place them right over some of the prompts. I also have a little circle. I think there's a little piece of vellum here somewhere. A little piece of circle vellum that I just had in my little stash. So just a couple of things pulled out already. But first and foremost, we are going to fill in these ing words. I think, even though I said that I write the worst with this Faber-Castell pen, I think I'm going to try this one first and fill in my watching. So currently, the most recent movie we watched was Home Alone. I'm reading a book called Eating Her Christmas Cookies, listening to lo-fi on YouTube. The last thing that we ate was manwich and rice. Wishing for cold weather, playing World of Warcraft, making December daily pages, and then celebrating time off work, or upcoming time off work, since my vacation doesn't start for another 2-ish weeks, so that's what I'm going to be celebrating. So I'm going to fill all of that in. I'm just going to put you on fast forward while I do that, because I'm sure I will have some mental dilemmas filling everything in, but let's get down to it. I'm also going to zoom in just a little bit. Alright, so here is my filled in little card. Honestly, I'm not sure how I feel about my handwriting, but we're just gonna let it be and move right along. So I'm gonna pull out my paper trimmer. Okay, I think this looks to be 5 1/8. It also looks like I've got maybe about 1/8 of an inch at the top as well, and I just want them to be roughly the same size, so I'm gonna trim that down just a little bit too. I'm going to grab my We Are Memory Keepers hole punch, just so I can punch a hole here at the top because I do want this to match. And then I'm going to trim the edges off so that it's got the same look here. So one thing I wasn't sure about is if these stars would look good over the actual writing that I did. But I guess the writing that I don't actually like, I could cover up with the stars. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am going to use this red 8. I'm going to staple this on this little piece of vellum since it fits perfectly. I'm just going to staple it there, just to give it a little bit of distinction from the rest of this page. And then I will use just a little bit of score tape, or maybe I'll use red line tape. I'll use a little bit of red line tape to adhere that down to the page. And then I believe these are adhesive backed, these stars. So that should be fine. I also rarely use them. I've had these stars for over a year, so I'm glad that I'll be getting those used up. Okay, so I want to make sure that this is as centered as possible. And I'm just going to place this right here in a little bit above the middle. But I don't want it to be completely flush with these two. So I want it right there. And then the last thing that I need to do is add down these stars. And then I think I'm going to just add a little piece of ribbon up here. Okay, so wishing for cold weather. No! Okay, I messed that one up. Good thing I have too many of these. I might come back in and put the author underneath here once I find one of my tinier nibbed pens. And I've got all of this ribbon here that I purchased with this year's release that I haven't even opened yet. So let's use one of these. I think I'm going to go with the dark red because that'll match the 8 really well. Another thing I'm going to want to consider and keep in mind is that I obviously don't want to staple this down or anything like that, because if I did that, I wouldn't be able to pull this out. I wouldn't be able to read underneath it because this will be in the actual album here. So I don't have any Christmas paper clips, but I do have this little leaf one that I can use for right now. I'm thinking I can just use like a little decorative paper clip and just hold that there, and then if I ever want to pull it out, I will be able to do that. I could also, once I punch the holes in this, which will be easier now that I've got this kind of, you know what? I think I have a better idea. Let me punch my holes. Because I think what I will do is I will staple that down. Okay. But instead of, okay, let me undo this real quick. Instead of these holes being kind of permanent, I'm just going to trim off. I'm just going to cut some little slits where the holes are, and then this should allow it to rest within my album. But if I want to read what's underneath here, I can just flip it up. Now I will still need to not adhere this ribbon down just yet, just because I do need to do what's going to be on the back of here. But we can at least try it out and see if this is working, if this will work how I'm hoping it will. So we'll have the ribbon there. I'm going to leave this little paper clip on here. Just to keep that in place. And then let's set this in my album. So then what should be able to happen is I would be able to just pop this up once this is stapled down and read what's underneath it. But then that also gives me the ability to kind of hide some of these handwritings that I don't really like that much. The last thing that I want to do is I want to add a, let me take this back out. I want to add an Avery index tab. So I want to add an Avery index tab just to the side here to put today's date on. And then for tomorrow's story, I can just stamp something on the other side of it, essentially. So let me get the index tab down first. I really struggle with getting the liners off of these ones, and I usually rip them. So that one came out pretty good. And then I just need, let's see, I want this one. And we are in December. So then we've got today's date on there. I always have the hardest time getting these in here. I'm not going to push it all the way in because I'm going to need to pull it out and put something on the other side for tomorrow. But here we go. All right, a nice and simple story here, just the currentlys or ing words for December 10th. And this will go in my album, and then on the back of this I will be using this to document this and another page to document decorating the Christmas tree, because we were finally able to get that done. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and have you used the ing words from the Ellie Edwards kit if you got it yet? Or the Ellie Edwards die cut pieces. So there we go. And then, like I said, story number 9 is going to be us decorating the Christmas tree, so that will be for tomorrow. And then I'll add something here as well. I didn't push that all the way in. Let me know, like I said, your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!